Hello guys, and welcome back to the Sino-Soviet Union playthrough. In the last episode, the diplomacy continued. Dema invaded and took over Nepal, and I invaded and took over Iraq after Saddam Hussein took power and turned Iraq from the Warsaw Pact into the hands of NATO. This trend continues today. The UK has the 6th most military deployed at a given time. Fun fact, following them in 7th and 8th place is Korea and North Vietnam. Of all people.
How did India get in 2nd place? Or were they always there?
They've been in 2nd place ever since their war. Go to filters and turn on garrisons and then look at India. And then you will understand why they're in 2nd place for most deployed. What's so nice is as I'm taking more and more places over, I'm watching my daily income go up from taxes, and it's so great. I'm starting to get enough people in my country, slowly, for the size of my military and all my operations. Because my taxes more than pay off my social spending. And my people are rich enough that the people are just fixing it, because I didn't have enough people.
See, I wasn't saying more pop for me, I was saying more pop for you.
Oh, I know, I know. I'm aware.
The more pop you get, the more of a snowball effect upwards it'll give you.
I need pop because I'm fielding a military that's supposed to be able to take on the US with, at a time I had 1/3 of the US's population. That's why I need people. I found an area. I've been looking over my infrastructure just to see if there's anything I can add or remove or make better that I should make better, and I just actually found a road that literally goes off into the desert and doesn't need to be there. This road would hardly benefit me unless I planned on invading India, so I'm going to get rid of this road. And I found a railway that actually starts in Iraq that I took over. It goes through Syria up into Turkey, and it stops there. Interesting.
I mean, you could link it if it's useful, or you can.
I could, yeah. I mean, it's barely any of it is actually in my territory, but it's interesting to find little links like this.
Like right here, Dong Chuan, where I am. It's so unnecessary with the way this road network is.
Most of the roads that are in the game are sensical because they're based off of real-life road networks. What can make some of them look unsensical, like the little road I found going off in the middle of nowhere, is the lack of things modeled into the game like villages, towns, and uranium mines are done building. That means it's time to make more uranium mines, because I still don't have enough uranium. And it's not just about nukes anymore. Now it's also about nuclear, capable craft, like submarines and capital ships and stuff that I'm getting. So let's make 4 more uranium mines. Keep the economy flowing.
Oh, I just found out a nice little trick.
Guyana, Uganda made an alliance. What is this trick you found out?
Well, it's useful. I don't know if you can consider it a trick. But I just realized you don't have to keep right-clicking to build networks.
Right-clicking the build networks?
No, you know how you have to right-click and go to build?
For what?
For your transportation for roads and stuff.
I've never done that, but okay. I just go to the infrastructure tab under finances, and I just click it there and drag and drop. Right-clicking and hit build sounds very monotonous. I would never want to do that.
It is, and I realized you can.
Is that what you've been doing the entire time you've played this game?
Yeah.
Oh my god, Dema. I always wondered why it took you so long to do actions related to roads and rails. Now I know. Because you've been monotonously right-clicking and building when you could just... I didn't even know anybody would do that. That's how I build trenches. Roads and rails, I just go to the infrastructure. Under transportation. I have a question. Are you selling military goods?
Let me see if it's turned on.
I think you are, because I'm watching. You have like almost none, whereas you used to have a ginormous stockpile.
Yeah, I think something got ticked off. Oh no, Raz, I'm saturating the US with
You're buying from the US?
for food.
There's probably other people you could get these texts from.
It's food.
It's the US.
What are you gonna do with food? Are they gonna
Sell it?
Food?
They're gonna sell it.
To
You're still giving them the value that they want. To who? The top fucking importers. West Germany is importing food. France is importing food, although that might be from colonies. Japan is importing food. Ethiopia is importing food. Who doesn't have colonies? Probably Spain over here, or Jordan, Bulgaria. Why would you buy from the enemy?
I could have seen if I gave them a more useful resource, but it's food.
It still has monetary value. It has no use to us because we have so much of it and we're not selling it. What if we turned on the market? We would get that market price that you're giving it away for. Looks like South Africa is slowly doing better against Portuguese Angola, though. I'm selling so much fucking oil. I am the world's #1 de facto top exporter. I'm also now the top producer. I produce just a little bit more than the United States. The United States is using an insane amount. I'm using literally like a 20th of what the US is using. What the fuck? I'm using so much. Hell are they spending it on? Petrol plants? Probably. Even though it says I'm not, I'm pretty sure I'm outdoing the US in tech. Because I have 8 warfare tradables that they don't have, and they have 3 techs in total tradable that I don't have. So I think I'm actually doing better than them. At this point I have like the largest land force in the world. I don't even need to really keep up the production I have. It would take anyone a huge effort to try to pass me in land. I have a little bit of work to catch up to the US on naval size, but going pretty smooth, all things said.
You could cut some of your land and boost up your naval.
My naval's fine. I have twice what any of my biggest competitors have. So I'd say it's fine. Hell, I really don't even need this much naval at this point. I've been catching up to them real nice as it is. Oh, by the way, I'm building my first Beijings. Honestly, what I'm going to do right now is I'm actually going to... I just scrapped pretty much all my extra production facilities aside from air. I'm going to scrap right now 5 land production. So I'm down to 35, and I'm going to turn on a couple more air.
What I'll probably do is have 32 land, 16 naval, and 8 air. That's probably what my end ratio is going to be.
I'm thinking about lowering naval down to 20, but I'm not sure yet.
I like how this random aircraft carrier is sitting off the coast of...
Libya just had a coup d'etat. They are now fully aligned to us. See?
I'm going to support that.
There was no reason to take him over. We just got him for free. That's a historical coup d'etat because that's a real picture.
And time to see what deals I can get with Libya.
I just got full alliance right off the bat. Easy peasy. There's now 25 Reds. 25 independent Reds. Oh, the United Kingdom has started importing uranium. Is that from their colonies? No, I don't see one. So I think they're actually using it now. Yeah, no, they have a demand. The United Kingdom is making nuclear things now.
You are creating a lot of stuff that needs uranium.
Yes, I am. But not as much as the US. Because the US is pumping out nukes like crazy. I'm pumping out a single ICBM at a time. A single ICBM. Only like 1 a year. And it's just my ships and stuff need them For example, the nuclear supercarriers, my Beijings that I'm pumping out. And I am pumping out Beijings. Some of the places are like lying to me and I can't actually build uranium there. Why is that? What's different between these tiles? Is it the lack of supply? Can you just not build where you don't have supply? I think you might not be able to build where you don't have supply. Which makes sense.
I know that if you're in a tile and it's a lighter red instead of a darker red,
that means you get less resources. That's all. That you can make less mines. I think I just discovered, for example, why that one island the US has during World War II that has rubber can't have rubber. All the tiles I can't build on are tiles where I don't have supply. Yeah. Holy shit. That's why tiles are unusable? Because I don't have supply. Holy shit. I'm learning stuff still. Yeah, because I got some uranium things just out in the back end of nowhere. And anywhere I do not have supply, it will not let me build. Even 2% of supply and you can build. But 0% and you cannot build there. It's all supply based. Wow. That answers so many questions I've had.
October crisis in Canada.
Prelude to possible armed insurrection in Quebec. Did this actually happen?
I don't know.
War Measures Act. Did that actually happen?
I actually think it may have.
Was Quebec really that crazy?
Was the Bronx actually as crazy as people make it out to be?
The Bronx?
Yeah.
How crazy do people make the Bronx out to be?
They consider it a high crime area where violence happens.
That's all of New York. What are you talking about?
I'm talking about they consider it a higher crime area than the rest of New York. Same with like Harlem.
I don't know. The Bronx is pretty boring. The Bronx is where the zoo is, and nobody likes the zoo. And by nobody, I mean me. I don't like the zoo. Well, my budget's doing fine again now that I'm not trying to build 10 uranium mines at once. And I'm actually going to start exporting my excess and importing when I need more now that I have it around a self-sustaining level. Because I need the price to go down. The production cost has gotten so high because there's not enough exports. Uranium is like this one market that's not saturated because barely anybody makes it. But then there's people like the US that are importing ungodly amounts, and it pumps up the production costs for other people. My colonies are all just on the verge of, not all of them, but a lot of them are on the verge of being good and not being good. But I'm not building stuff in their places because I don't want to make them unsustainable. I'd rather just get the shit they're gonna give me as is and let them handle their own finances. I think officially I can say Soviet Kaliningrad is not good though. They've been bleeding people slowly, very slowly, for like at least a few months in game now, and they're about to start deflating. They've been holding 2 million this entire time, so Soviet Kaliningrad's gonna have to get nommed.
Goodbye, Kaliningrad.
Not at the moment. I'm not doing it. I mean, I can do it right now, but I'm not doing it yet. It's just going to be an extra 719,000 people or so when I do.
It could drop a bit, depending on how long you wait.
Yeah.
Because they are bleeding, I think, about 8,000 people
It's not going to be like a very profitable place to absorb either. It's just got some random-ass small villages. Yeah, they're bleeding like 16 people a day. It's not very much. I'm at 72.2, it's pretty good amount.
A year.
Ah, fuck it. Nom.
And now they stop bleeding because they don't exist.
Now they stopped bleeding because they don't exist. Exactly. And I got there. They had a naval fab that I just got. Your colony has some interesting statistics going on.
They're not horrible yet, but I'm watching.
The treasury's hurting. The whole world is kind of hurting on finances. Like, it's the entire world. A lot of markets are very saturated. The only opportune market that's consistent is uranium.
Yeah, I know.
This world needs some war to stir demand. quite frankly. This is like the world's economy at its worst right now, the way we're looking at it. Because only uranium's opportune, military goods are worthless because no one's fighting, industrial goods are kind of worthless because not enough people are building, and because no one's fighting. Consumer goods still have value, electricity still has value. Of course uranium does, metal ore surprisingly does. Coal doesn't have value because more people use oil than coal. Oil still has value, but not as much as it did. Timber is on and off being an opportune good. Rubber is only valuable if you have a place like Malaya that makes it without synthesizing it. And food has no value because there's just way too much of it in the world.
And I think part of the reason why the trades are so bad this time, on top of what I thought with the blue versus red, is because you've tried different things, like using more resources to build relations. So it's saturated every country, and now... No, that's you, because that's not how that works. You're insinuating somehow that by trading goods directly and getting more money from other countries than I would get on the market, that is somehow adding more goods to the world's supply. That's not how that works. It's the same amount of goods. I just went ahead and sold them and got more money than I would have gotten on the world market. And I haven't done that in a while anyway. I'm not saying it adds more to the world. What I'm saying is it spreads it out more, so countries feel that they instead of being a Western power who has a lot of the resources, and they hoard it all to themselves for being on the world
That's
market.
just not how it is, though, because if you look at countries that I've traded a lot with, like look at Yugoslavia, I've traded them mostly oil, and if you actually look at their reserve of oil, they don't have that much. So that's just not true. It's not how that works. I'm not trading such massive amounts, and the amounts I am trading would be sold on the market anyway. It's the same, literally the same difference.
I don't know, I'm just trying to...
It's just not how supply and demand work.
Logic with this game, because I was using the logic, if you had, let's take money for example. If the top 1% owns 80% of the money and they don't redistribute it, the bottom 99% has to fight over the last 20%.
But that doesn't happen in this game. And it especially doesn't happen in this game with resources. The only way that could happen in this game with resources is if players were playing the top producing countries, like all of them, until you got 80% of the production of the world. And then you locked everything. What are your troops doing? Where are they going? Holy shit.
Sorry, Master Reserve Order.
One downside is the USSR about my planes is almost none of them, currently at least, are actually really meant to land on a carrier. So I'm making carriers, but I'm only going to be able to use select things like this multi-roll from 65. And the only reason it can land on a carrier is because it's worldwide. And Barbados and Aden Protectorate made an alliance. Yeah. One good thing to note, though, as the populations of the world are going up, the economy should start recovering around the world. Because places like the US, where their population's skyrocketing, like they have births galore, that will create more demand in the world. And if countries like the US keep building up their pop, and they can't keep up with demand, they're gonna have to import it. My budget is sustaining building like 8 uranium mines right now somehow, and I'm not sure why or how. Currently, I've still actually annexed, it turns out, more territory than you have, which kind of amazes me, but I guess some of these Middle Eastern countries. New alliance formed, Italy and Aden Protectorate. Damn you, Blues! Have some more rebellions and shit. I want to see more red on the map. The good news is there's only 82 blues right now. I say only because that's the lowest it's been for a long time. Not since the start, but for a long time. There's 4 on the lines, and, you know, they do as they do, but... Ooh, I can smell the steaks cooking.
That could be taken 2 different ways.
It can?
You could be talking about food, or... things are about to heat up in this game.
Great, new fucking gamer slang right there. When things are about to heat up in a game, I could smell the steaks cooking. I'll say that one day and just see how fucking weird people think I sound. And then when they ask me why I said something so weird, I'll be like, what? Dema said that's what it sounded like.
Well, I was going off because somebody made a similar comment regarding the stakes are increasing or something like that.
Oh, STAKES. And cooking. That still doesn't sound right.
And I'm mobilizing, Res.
That's a lot of troops just to kill Bhutan. They have literally 2 cities. They have such few army staff. They have a single barracks. You're mobilizing a lot just for them. Oh, I see you're sending some stuff back.
I accidentally clicked more than what I wanted.
I'm about to say, like, fucking hell, isn't that a little excessive, man?
Hey, Res, I have 2,500 land units now.
That's good. I have 6,000. Over 6,000, actually. The market availability for uranium is still poor. I've made so many uranium mines, and the price still is going up. That's crazy. My inflation is still going down. Time to make more. There's another 4 in that area of land. That area of uranium is now done. Oh my god!
What?
Look at the US's debt!
We might not even have to worry about the US.
They just took out $100 billion worth of debt. Their credit rating is still amazing. They just took out $100 billion worth of debt. What the fuck?
Wait, what? They're that far ahead of West Germany?
Yeah, dude. They just, like, they went from 85 billion of debt, and now they're at 185 billion in debt. How the fuck did that happen? Oh, I found out I do have a tourist attraction. I have a single tourist attraction, and it's near you, actually. It's very close to you. What the hell is the infrastructure on this island? This is the stupidest shit. What the fuck am I looking at? Alright, I'm fixing this island. This fucking island north of Japan. Northwest of Japan. I'm fixing this. This is stupid. How's my satellites? Oh, I got 100% coverage with communication satellites. Noise. Alright, let me fix these fucking islands. This infrastructure. Why is there a road that just ends? And a railway that just ends? Like, it's built as a fucking bridge, too. Okay, no, that's not a bridge, but it looks like a bridge.
Oh, that's there every playthrough. I'm actually surprised it took you that long to remember it was there.
I never look at this island. I never do anything regarding this island. I've never had a playthrough where this island really mattered. And in fact, it doesn't really matter right now. But it's bugging me, so I'm going to fix it. It's in the back end with barely any supplies, so I'm just going to replace it with a railroad so that my troops can move through. Especially because there's a railroad connecting, and there's no other road systems. Yeah, I do have a village down here, and for that reason, and a military complex, and for that reason, I am going to just connect that railroad up north down here because it bridges back into my main railroad system. It also leads to my one tourist attraction. I have a tourist attraction on a bridge over there.
I honestly don't think I have a tourist attraction.
You don't have one. I can see that you don't. I'm gonna have to like manually do this a little bit because the fucking auto-pathing for the railroad is kind of retarded. If I just sent it up, it would try to go through international waters like a retard. There you go. New railroad laid out.
I found another weird road system in the back end of nowhere. I'm looking on these islands, and they just have these weird-ass road systems that would probably make more sense if I could see every little village and hut and town on these islands. But since I can't, this just doesn't need to be here. I'm finally going to start researching reconnaissance satellites. I get like 10 of those up, and I'll be able to peer into everywhere.
Declare war, untick that. You're all going here. And unpause.
Declared war in Bhutan. Report. Here come the cavalry.
I had it all pre-selected and set right to a spot before I unpaused it.
And they have one more village. Are they gonna fight for it?
Oh, that would suck if they fight for it.
Oh. Looks like
Those cheeky bastards.
Looks like they're gonna fight you to the end, and by fight you I mean sit there and wait to die. I love how you're going around the mountain rather than going through the jungle because this is easier.
I can't.
I see that.
That river stopped me.
You didn't have the supplies to get across. But hey, now you win. And you're probably going to want to set up some sort of infrastructure through there. Netherlands and Kenya made an alliance. But hey, -1 blue, baby. 2 of our lines have gone leaning, which is kind of concerning. Albania and Colombia are both leaning.
Yeah, there's not much I can do about that.
I wonder why they're leaning, though. They, both love me to death. They're allies with both of us. Who are they slooting around with?
The U.S.
U.S., get out of bed with our people. Go have a Watergate scandal. Dude, even with all the debt the U.S. has, they still have a perfect credit rating. This debt isn't gonna defeat them.
I can't believe it's not defeating them.
The world GDP capita average is still skyrocketing because of the nations that are on top, I think. And maybe also because we're probably killing nations that are underneath the average as well. And I realize I'm being left far more under the average than I was a while ago. You want to know an interesting fact? Oh, this is weird. The annual maintenance of a seaport is lower than the annual maintenance of a sea pier. How does that work? Although it takes more staff. I don't get it. I am making another sea pier because I notice I have an island that has a military complex and an airfield, but no pier. You want to know a fun fact, by the way? You know that little inlet I have?
What you got from the war?
Yeah. I just realized that it actually still has your loyalty.
It's funny, you probably release it and more than likely go back to me.
Yeah, that is how that works. If I released this land, it would become your land. That is the one way that you can trade land in this game, is by returning land that has a loyalty to it.
That's your call.
Well, I'm gonna say I probably need the land more. There's over 1 million Chinese people here, Dema. I need these Chinese people. Okay? I'm sure some of them are Russian by now. Don't make me tell Putin. Hey, I know a way you could give me land. You wanna know how you could give me some fucking Chinese people? Release Inner Mongolia, and then I'll invade it. Don't actually do that. The price of uranium is still going up, despite the fact that I've made so many uranium mines.
Res, that's because I was selling some, and then I stopped.
And it has a lot to do with the fact that the U.S. needs now almost 100,000 kg a day. There's not that much fucking uranium in the world being traded.
Hey Res, let's talk about this land.
What land?
You know, this pier area?
Oh, that inlet? You're sending troops over there? You're fucking sending troops to my inlet? My inlet? These are my Chinese people.
They have the loyalty to my country.
excuse me, attack me and watch Korea come and help me. And then Korea's like, whoa, I'm dead. Stop fighting.
Alright, that was kind of comical, but I gotta reserve these units now.
My inlet? You're gonna try to invade my inlet with my tank technology? I gave you the ISM-2s, you son of a bitch.
I mean, they'll probably be outdated soon. Yeah, they're pretty much outdated.
Oh, they are outdated. I gave those to you towards, like, the beginning of the game. I'll say this. If the next Supreme Ruler has a loyalty mechanic, that shit better be forgeable. Hey, I just got free oil. I just noticed the Soviet Georgia Republic isn't a completely natural nation. There's 3 loyalties in it. There's the loyalty to the Soviet Georgia Republic, and there's this little blue patch that's loyal to South Ossetia, and then there's this purple patch on the west, which is loyal to Abkhazia. Or Czechoslovakia. Oh, right. I already knew Czechoslovakia was unnatural. The entirety of Czechoslovakia doesn't have Czechoslovakian loyalty, though. It's Czech Republic and Slovakia. Greece is loyal, Albania is loyal, Bulgaria is loyal. Turkey's loyal, except not everywhere. In the southeast, they have some qualms. Oh, wait, that's just Kurdistan, of course. Of course, it's... Oh my god, Kurdistan has claims in Syria, too. Fucking Kurdistan, man. I'm officially gonna do it.
Annex or war?
I'm going to deconstruct 5 more land productions. And bring my number down to 30. Because I have so much land forces, I have a stupid amount. Like, I have more than the USA has at this point. I have well over 6,000 land units. Even for modernization purposes, I do not need this much at this point in the game. The US is not enough of a threat to warrant it. Although, for turning those 5 land productions off, I am going to turn on 2 more aircraft productions and bring my active total to 15 aircraft productions, 30 land, and 20 naval, and 1 missile.